What is up, everybody? We had Monday Night Raw tonight, and things are really starting to heat up and really feel like we're in WrestleMania season. We're going to talk all about that during this video because this is WWE's Monday Night Raw Explained, the weekly video series where we take a look at everything that happened tonight and we see how things might affect future storylines. We see where WWE may or may not be going with some of this stuff, and we take a look to see how things are starting to take shape as we head down the road for WrestleMania. Before we get started though, make sure to hit subscribe on this video, make sure to like, make sure to do all the things. I post a lot of wrestling content on this channel, so if this is your first time seeing me, you should hit that subscribe, come follow, come be a part of this community, come check out some other videos that I've posted. I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of fun if you look around. Now, let's talk wrestling. Let's start with the beginning tonight. The show opened up with Adam Pearce in the middle of the ring. He asked for Seth Rollins to show up. All of a sudden, there was like 20 masked dudes hiding Seth Rollins in the crowd. Really interesting take. Like, the Seth Rollins just like, is he like the head of like a 20 dude faction now? Like, this is really weird. This is really interesting. I don't know where WWE is going with all of this. The whole like shuffling of dudes was, honestly, it wasn't my thing. It was a little cheesy. It was a little like cartoony in a way. Not really my jam. I do get why they did this because later on, the Vision actually interrupted Seth Rollins as he did come out to really just stare at Adam Pearce. As Adam Pearce was like, "You need to stop this because you're not medically cleared." He didn't say anything. He didn't have a mic. He just took off his mask and he just stared at Adam Pearce. And then the Vision came out to confront him, to attack him, and then all of the masked dudes jumped back inside of the ring and like shuffled in the ring. And then all of a sudden, oh, which one's Seth Rollins? We don't know. He got lost in the crowd, got lost in the shuffle. I don't know. Like I said, not my thing. All of this like 20, it was more than 20. It was a bunch of masked dudes. I just don't get what the end game is with all of this. Like, if Seth Rollins is running with 20 other dudes, no one's ever going to be able to beat him. So I don't know how WWE plans to like tell this story. I don't know. Again, not my thing. But so after Seth Rollins left the ring, after the masked dudes all kind of, I don't know, like protected Seth Rollins and allowed him to leave, we had LA Knight come out to confront the Vision, to try to attack the Vision. He then got beat down in the corner. He then got saved by the Usos, who came out and beat down the Vision. And by the Vision, by the way, I only mean Logan Paul and Austin Theory because that's all that's left. It's a really thin story here with Seth Rollins going after Logan Paul, I guess it is. I don't know. I don't like it. This story just doesn't feel like it has the like excitement that it once had. And yes, all of that is due to the amount of injuries, but I honestly might have been better off if WWE just dropped this story completely, and I don't see a reason to finish it. I don't see a reason for it going this long anyway. Like, if you wanted to finish the story, you could have finished it at the Elimination Chamber. You could have just had it be a thing where he comes and he destroys everyone and the Vision is then gone. I mean, that kind of is what happened with Paul Heyman being gone. Like, that's just weird. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, but yeah, I don't know. I don't get where this story is going. I do get that the Usos will definitely be facing the Vision at some point and defending their tag team titles. That seems to be the way that WWE is going with some of this stuff, which then also just like leads me to believe that maybe we are going to get Braun Breaker coming back before WrestleMania, because Seth Rollins is definitely having a match at WrestleMania. You don't bring him back this close to WrestleMania for him to sit it out, for him to just like randomly attack the Vision week after week. So I do feel like Braun Breaker is going to come back before that, and then we are going to get the match between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. And if that's the case, ignore everything I said previous to this. Ignore everything I said before this, because if we are going to get Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins, I'm all in. The part of this that I don't get is how LA Knight fits into all of this. Like, yeah, I guess he was driving the ambulance last week with Paul Heyman in it. But like, what's the end game for LA Knight? Who is he going to face at WrestleMania? As I'm saying this, by the way, I've remembered that Brock Lesnar has an open challenge. He set an open challenge last week on Monday Night Raw. He has an open challenge out there. And I know that everyone, including myself, has been wanting Obafemi to answer this open challenge, but considering how he was driving the ambulance that took Paul Heyman away last week, so was part of like that whole interaction, that whole beatdown with them, maybe we'll get LA Knight against Brock Lesnar. I did kind of hear murmurs of this, considering that Paul Heyman is still Brock Lesnar's advocate, that next week on Monday Night Raw, when Brock Lesnar returns, he will likely have Paul Heyman with him. So maybe it's LA Knight against Brock Lesnar. I don't know if I want that. I guess I really want Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, but also that might be too soon. So we'll see. I'd be happy if LA Knight got a WrestleMania match. I just don't know if Brock Lesnar versus LA Knight is the match I want to see. Speaking of Obafemi, he had his match against Rusev this week. Fun match, not a long match, but also not a squash. Obafemi, of course, won this match. As I'm recording this, I was getting ready to be like, no, Obafemi needs to challenge Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But I think I've convinced myself that it's too soon. I do think that Obafemi should just go on a run of destroying everyone. Maybe you have him win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on that SmackDown before WrestleMania. Like, fine, right? Like, we want to give him a moment. He'll show up at WrestleMania with the trophy. Maybe he can have a face-to-face with someone. Like, maybe before that match starts, Brock Lesnar can come out and they can confront each other before that match, kind of setting something up maybe for SummerSlam. I don't know. Maybe that's what retires Brock Lesnar. But yeah, I think I've convinced myself that I don't need Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi at WrestleMania. I do think that what else would WWE be building for Oba if not that match? And if you give it to us right away, who's going to believe anyone can beat Obafemi? Look, maybe you give us Oba versus Rusev, maybe like a rematch or a part 3 at WrestleMania, right? Maybe Rusev is like, one more match. I just need one more match against Rusev. I need to prove it to myself. The thing is that Obafemi shouldn't lose. There is no way that Obafemi should lose in the rest of this calendar year. So that really puts Rusev in a weird place. Other than that, though, I don't know what Rusev can do at WrestleMania. An IC title shot, maybe, sure. But I don't see WWE putting a lot of importance on Rusev, building any sort of story where he comes out on top. Because the only story he has right now is against Obafemi. And there is no way that Rusev gets a win against Oba. I mixed Oba and Femi together as one word, so I got Oma. I don't think that he gets a win against Obafemi, and I think that that's the right call. So I don't know what WWE would be planning for Rusev. I don't see anything else in the card for him. Speaking of recent call-ups from NXT, we had that moment with Javon Evans and Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston essentially trying to poach him for the New Day. Interesting, intriguing. I don't know if Javon Evans should be turned into a heel anytime soon. He is just such a likable dude. He is such a fan favorite. He's so young and talented, and I like his character of just like this young dude who's just really good and just like really enjoys being out there. I'm not sure if I'm ready for a heel turn for Javon Evans right now. Maybe eventually. But I also don't know where WWE would be going with this storyline, because we already got Kofi Kingston versus Javon Evans. Was it last week or a couple weeks ago? And Javon Evans won pretty decisively. Maybe we'll get a round 2 and a round 3 from this. I don't know. I don't know where WWE is going with some of this stuff. It all just feels very like, let's throw stuff and see what sticks with the fans for now. I don't think I'm ready for a Javon Evans heel turn. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong. I mean, sure, would he be a great heel? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think he would take that character and run with it. And I don't think that anyone would bat an eye with a heel Javon Evans. I think that he would make a great heel. I just don't think it's time. I really don't. We did have an Intercontinental Championship match tonight between Penta and El Grande Americano. So it was supposed to be the original Grande Americano, but he was cursed tonight Danhausen met El Grande Americano, the original Grande Americano, backstage, and El Grande Americano basically gave him the cold shoulder. So what else is Danhausen to do? He cursed him. That is what Danhausen did, and behold, El Grande Americano, the original Grande Americano, didn't make it out to the ring for his title match against Penta. So the real Grande Americano came out and took his spot instead. Commentating seemed to be really confused about this. They were like, that's not an original Grande Americano. I don't think he was trying to pretend that he was the original Grande Americano. I think that the original Grande Americano didn't come out, so the real Grande Americano, being the hard worker, being the great luchador that he is, he wanted to give Penta a great match tonight, and he absolutely did, right? But yeah, Danhausen has now cursed 2 members of the WWE Raw roster. The Miz better look out. We all saw that moment with The Miz at Friday Night SmackDown, and I don't think The Miz can handle a Danhausen curse. Penta did get the win tonight in a very fun match, but I think he has Danhausen to thank for this. After this match, at some point, Danhausen also had a moment in the middle of the ring. He came out to give away his shirts. He threw out a bunch of shirts to the crowd, and he said that if we didn't get a shirt tonight, to go buy it at the WWE shop. Otherwise, we are cursed. So I guess I have to go buy a Danhausen shirt now. This dude is over. I love the people that the night of the Elimination Chamber were like, oh, this dude's a joke. Why did WWE hire this guy? Why did WWE bring this dude over from AEW? This guy isn't going to last. They're going to fire this guy in a week. They compared it to the gobbledygooker. They compared his debut to, it's slipping my mind, but that WCW debut with the dude, the Taskmaster. They compared his debut to the Taskmaster, and look at him now. He is the highest selling merch on the WWE shop right now. You think he's going anywhere? WWE loves money. The one thing they love more than themselves is money. So they're not going to do it. Danhausen is here to stay, people. And he is a fan favorite. Did you hear that crowd chant tonight during his backstage segment? Did you hear the crowd finish the "You Are Cursed" with him in the middle of the ring? This dude is over. This dude isn't going anywhere. I love the love for Danhausen. I am a Fanhausen. We had a women's gauntlet match, and a number 1 contender for the IC title, for the women's IC title gauntlet match tonight, where it started with Io Sky against Chex Notes, against Lyra Valkyria. Io pinned Lyra. Then we got Raquel Rodriguez versus Io. Io also pinned Raquel Rodriguez, but this was kind of the fault of Liv Morgan, right? Liv Morgan came out to try to distract Io, but then Stephanie Vaquer came out and attacked Liv Morgan. They had a back and forth. They were kind of brawling it out on the ramp, and Raquel Rodriguez was distracted by all this. Like, do I go help my friend? Do I continue my match? And then Io Sky took full advantage, pinned Raquel Rodriguez 1, 2, 3, and then she moved on to the next match. After this pinfall, however, Raquel Rodriguez was pissed because, you don't mess with Big Mommy Cool like that. So she beat down Io Sky, basically just left her in the middle of the ring for Ivy Nile to just come out and pin her 1, 2, 3. So Ivy Nile then pinned Io Sky. After this, Bayley was the next opponent in the gauntlet match. She came out. She then beat Ivy Nile. And then the final 2 in this match, the final person to come out was Asuka. So Bayley and Asuka had a match. Of course, Kairi Sane got involved. Lyra Valkyria came out to save or to neutralize Kairi Sane. And Bayley won this match. So I was really excited. I was like, oh, hell yeah. We're actually going to get a Bayley match at WrestleMania. Yes, we're going to get something for Bayley at Mania. Bayley missed last year's WrestleMania. We're definitely going to get something for Bayley here. And it turns out that match is actually next week. She's going to have a match against AJ Lee for the Intercontinental Championship. But it's on Monday Night Raw next week. I don't know. It just feels like WWE doesn't like Bayley. And I don't think there's nothing for her at SummerSlam SummerSlam. There's nothing for her at WrestleMania right now. And that's upsetting. It's really upsetting for me because I love Bayley. I think Bayley is one of the best workers on the WWE roster, men or women. She is awesome. I really enjoy her matches, and I want her to be at WrestleMania. And it sucks that last year they wrote her off for Becky Lynch, and then this year it just doesn't feel like they're going to give her anything else. I don't know. I also don't know where they're going to go with the IC Championship because I don't think AJ Lee's going to lose it right away. We'll probably, if she does lose it, I guess she could lose it if we get some sort of like Becky Lynch interference distraction. Bayley takes advantage, wins the title, and then we get an AJ Lee versus Bayley match, non-title match at WrestleMania, which also not a bad idea. I do ultimately think we're gonna get AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at Mania, but I do think it'll be for the IC title. So I don't think that AJ Lee will be losing her title against Bayley next week. Speaking of the Judgment Day, I did mention Liv and Raquel Rodriguez during this gauntlet match, but Finn's out. Yeah, Finn tonight. Dominic Mysterio came out to the middle of the ring. He called out Finn for not helping him out last week during his IC title match. Finn was basically like, dude, you had to do it yourself. Your dad's right. Like, I honestly don't know. Did he call him a little shit? I don't know what he called him. He basically was like, your dad's right. Like, you're a little shit. And yeah, Finn then got beat down. Well, he kind of got like pushed by Dominic, and then him and Dominic were like kind of just like face to face. And then eventually, well, JD McDonough was holding Finn Balor back, and then eventually Finn Balor did like attack Dominic Mysterio. And I thought that JD McDonough would take Finn Balor's side, but no, JD is sticking with the Judgment Day. Everyone in the Judgment Day got their licks in on Finn Balor tonight, including Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and the four of them stood tall. JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez all stood tall over Finn Balor after that beatdown. This is absolutely a Finn Balor babyface turn. We're absolutely going to get Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania. It's probably going to be a non-title match. I did hear, I forget who it was, another content creator say that we would get Finn versus Dom for the Mega Campeonato at WrestleMania. I don't think so. I don't see that. I actually think that Dom is going to lose his match against El Hijo del Vikingo at Rey de Reyes this week, which means that he's out of AAA. I do think that that's where WWE is going with all of this, because I think we're in for a major push for Dominic Mysterio after WrestleMania. I think we're in for a world title push for Dominic Mysterio, and I think he's ready for it. So we'll get Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania. We'll probably get Finn winning that match and establishing himself as a babyface. And then after all that is said and done, after maybe we write off Dominic Mysterio off TV for a while, for a couple of weeks. Although I guess he just came back. But I do think that after WrestleMania, we are going to start the Dominic Mysterio World Champion push. That's where I think WWE is going with all of that. All right. The main event of tonight was CM Punk coming out to cut another promo on Roman Reigns, talking about how people are saying that he went too far on Roman. And then, of course, he got interrupted by the Usos. Look, I'm not going to recap this whole thing for you. Everything CM Punk said tonight was absolutely true. Roman Reigns humiliated his cousins week after week. He made Jey Uso tap out in an I Quit match in a cage. He choked out Jimmy Uso to make Jey Uso tap out. He humiliated the Usos week after week. He and Solo Sikoa challenged for the tag team titles because he said that the Usos weren't good enough. Nothing changed with Roman Reigns after he lost his title. He was a heel when he lost his title against Cody Rhodes, came back being the exact same person, and his cousins all just kind of forgave him, right? Like Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso even had a match at WrestleMania, all because of Roman Reigns. But, you know, they're just back, just being, you know, Roman's boys again. They got their cousins back, Us. Like, even after all of that, when Jey Uso was starting to like establish himself as a main eventer, when he was starting to go after the world championship, right? And Roman Reigns was like, you need to think about yourself. You need to be more selfish. Jimmy Uso was like, hey man, let's not be a little too Roman about this, is essentially what he told Jey. And Roman Reigns threatened Jimmy Uso, right? He threatened Jimmy Uso. He told him that to stay out of his business, to basically like keep his name out of his mouth. But no, they're all cool with Roman Reigns now. They came out to defend, not Roman, but they came out to defend Roman's dad, right? And everyone's like, oh, CM Punk's the bad guy in this. Roman Reigns has never apologized to a single person that he faulted. I don't know what the right word is. That he backstabbed, that he humiliated during the bloodline run as the tribal chief, right? He has never apologized to Sami Zayn. He has never apologized to Jey Uso. He has never apologized to Jimmy Uso. He has never apologized to Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa was left to his own devices after Roman Reigns just like took a break after losing to Cody Rhodes. And Solo Sikoa's like, well, I think I should take over here because no one's here as the tribal chief. I guess I'll be the tribal chief. But then he was the bad guy. Look, I know there's a lot of you out there that are Roman Reigns stands, Roman Reigns fans. Roman Reigns is the one who's wrong here. He just is. Right? So this is essentially everything that CM Punk told the Usos tonight. The Usos got upset and they ended up beating down CM Punk. I don't know what's happening here. A little bit of me thinks that we are going to get a bloodline reunion at WrestleMania with Roman and his cousins. And I don't like this, but I feel like because the Usos are a part of this, CM Punk will align himself with Austin Theory and Logan Paul as part of the vision. I hate that. I hate that that's a thought that crossed my mind. But it just feels like that's where WWE is going with all of this, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. The one thing I am I'm like 90% sure of is we're going to get a Bloodline reunion at WrestleMania. And cool, the Bloodline was one of the most exciting factions in WWE in the last 20 years. So great, I'm all for it. I think we're pushing CM Punk as the heel here, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But yeah, WrestleMania is getting exciting. I think they said Roman Reigns would be at Monday Night Raw next week. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out of all of this. But this was a lot of fun. This main event segment really made the night for me. It wasn't a bad show, but I really enjoyed this last segment. And it left me very curious about where WWE is going for WrestleMania, for that main event at WrestleMania. I think CM Punk has to beat Roman Reigns, but I don't think WWE will have Roman Reigns lose 2 WrestleMania main events in a row. 3 WrestleMania. Wow, 3 WrestleMania main events in a row, huh? Yeah. No. So I think Roman Reigns is gonna win that match at WrestleMania. I don't like it. Because CM Punk is the best in the world. He just is. So there you have it. That's everything that happened tonight. I guess there was a small segment that I didn't want to really get into that much, but Natty was cutting a promo during commercial break. She was then attacked by Maxine Dupree. We're definitely getting a Natty versus Maxine match at WrestleMania. I don't know what kind of match. I doubt it'll be just like a normal one-on-one match. We'll get something. Sure. I don't hate it. Whatever. Give it to me. Fine. But yeah, really fun show tonight. I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Let me know if you think that CM Punk is going to turn heel at WrestleMania, because that's the feeling that I get, and I don't like it. I really don't like it, because everything he said tonight was true. Roman Reigns has been an absolute asshole since becoming the tribal chief, and he's never apologized to anyone. But CM Punk's the bad guy for mentioning his dad in a promo. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, though, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like, make sure to hit subscribe, make sure to drop a comment about anything that you heard tonight. Click on one of the videos. Click on the video that'll be here somewhere. It's about AEW. So if that's your thing, go check it out. Anyway, though, as always, until next time, have a nice day.